welcome to a very special edition of the Power Up Talk Show, a talk show that for the last 2 years we have brought together inspirational people, community leaders that are making a difference. And today we have our 100th year episode, if you haven't noticed the balloons. But before I introduce my amazing community leader, friends, guests, we are going to, as we always have for the episode after episode, Deion Bass with Songbird Cocktails. Deion, what do you have going on today?
Well, today it's a celebration, so I decided we were going to do champagne. So we have a Piper Heidsieck champagne. This is a Cuvée. It is a wonderful blend. The nose on it's going to have a bright orchard, some Meyer lemon, some deep toasted brioche, almond, and a little bit of vanilla. And then on the palate, you're going to get some energetic bubbles, some lemon curd, green apple, and then we're going to do some ripe citrus, and it's going to glide right into some pastry and a little bit of hazelnut. Let's get this baby open. I even uniformed it so it matched your outfit.
I love it. I love it.
Wow.
That's Deion.
Woo!
Let's start this celebration.
Yes.
And you know, Sandy, now that we're 100 years old, we really got to start thinking about what's next for us, you know?
Exactly.
So does that mean you've done 100 different cocktails?
Yeah.
Oh,
Much.
yes.
Yeah.
Wow.
He is for hire.
That is
amazing.
amazing.
I am for hire. Just reach out at songbirdcocktails.com.
He's passionate, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Kind of people you like to work with.
Well, let's begin this celebration, guys.
Yay. Thanks,
Happy
Deion.
100.
All right. Cheers.
Cheers. Amazing.
All right. Nice.
Tommy likey.
All right. I am so excited. We are in for a treat. We have 3 community leaders and also my friends. If anyone knows me, they know that I love to build relationships and build those connections. And today we are going to celebrate 100th episode here on the Power Up Talk Show. I'm going to have each guest introduce themselves. But first, we're going to start with Van Deeb. Van Deeb was the first guest here. And here you are, 100th episode later, 2 years, still here. Van Deeb, that is, introduce yourself.
First of all, congratulations. That's a really amazing accomplishment. 100 episodes. And you have, you've empowered so many people in your career. And I know you've got another couple hundred episodes in you, but the city of Omaha and the community is just proud that you're here doing what you're doing. So thank you for that.
Thank you, Van.
I'm Van Deeb. This is my 44th year in real estate, and I do motivational speaking, MC. I'm an author, and I'm an entrepreneur, and I'm just grateful to surround myself with such leaders that you give us an opportunity to do.
Yay, thank you, Van. All right, Andee Hoig.
Well, also congratulations, Sandy. I've just gotten to know you so much better over the last year. And I was on your show, I can't remember when.
Yeah.
Probably maybe a year. Yeah, a year ago. And, you know, as you know, I've been in the publishing world for a long time. My father founded Midland's Business Journal, celebrating 50 years. We just had a huge gala. Both of you, Van and Sandy, were there. Sasha, it was your birthday, so you were celebrating.
I think we should do another one because she.
I agree.
Saturday.
Legacy Collective.
Yes.
I agree. But I think, you know, with me just really looking at I'm looking at the cover. Legends, leaders, and legacy makers are people that truly step up in our community. And I've just enjoyed sharing those stories. I do a lot of 5K walks, which is one of my passions too. So, you know, life is good. And when you are an entrepreneur at heart, when you're out there building a city and putting your energy into it, it does make a difference. It makes such a difference. So Thanks.
Well,
for
you're
having me on the show.
different, and I love when you come with sparkles.
Yeah, I have
Andee
to.
always
I
has
got it.
sparkles, and I love sparkles.
Yeah.
Yay.
Yeah.
Dr. Sasha Stillcutt.
Hi, thank you so much for having me. This is an honor, especially to be with such esteemed guests and people who really are doing so much for our community and have built so much. And I look up to you all three so much as people that give me the confidence to do what I believe in. I am a physician, I'm an entrepreneur, I'm an author, and I own two companies. One is called Brave Enough, where I teach conferences and courses and lead retreats for women in medicine and women in healthcare nationally. That has been going on for about a decade. And then my new venture is called the Legacy Collective. It's here in Omaha, and it is a women's focused club, a beautiful club where women can rest and they can connect and they can grow.
And I met you about a year ago, and through a connection, of course. And I heard her inspiration of what she's building in Omaha, and I said, I'm signing up.
You were member number one.
Wow.
That doesn't surprise me. Yeah.
She threw herself behind it, and you have no idea how much that meant to me, and it built my confidence in the concept because someone of her caliber getting it and saying yes and signing on the dotted line within 15 minutes of meeting me, I knew that it was going to be successful.
Yes, I love supporting people that are making a difference in the world, right? All of us have done many great things of changing people's lives. What is the one thing as a group, do you feel that you have really made a difference and an impact in someone's life or a community, or what can you share with the audience? Just something that you really feel passionate about of making a change in our world. Really? Okay, we got it serious here, but you've done so much, all of you.
Are you looking at me to answer
Yes,
that
I
question
am.
first?
You get to go first.
You know, one of the things I will say is when we look at ourselves, sometimes it's really hard for us to believe or understand what we have created and done to make a difference, because we're always looking at other people. But, you know, truly my life, I'm so blessed. And having a father that founded Midland's Business Journal back in 1975, and then also taking a philanthropic publication and bringing it into creation and kind of the next level. Me working with nonprofits and me deeply looking at people and asking, how can we give back? Because that, at the end of the day, is a big thing. It makes such a huge difference. So for my life, in this moment, I'm 59, I'll be 60 in July.
Party at Legacy.
That shining a light on individuals, it's so important. It's so important because we are kind of the last people sometimes to want people to shine a light on us and what we're doing. But when you do that, it just inspires other people. So I think that is one of the gifts that I bring to light in the world. So yeah.
Andee, you bring the light to many people in our community. Businesses, community, entrepreneurs, small, big, little. You do not care about how many people you have touched.
Very true.
And share a little bit about the, is it 150 small businesses?
250.
250. I know it's
250.
close. Okay.
I will speak briefly to that.
I want to hear that.
Your viewers, one of the things in 2025, my father was really passionate, and why he started MBJ was to shine a light on small business owners. So I just was thinking, okay, how can we do this? So we made a commitment to highlight 250 businesses over what's now an 18-month period. But we want to hear from folks about what they're doing and how they're building a business. It's hard building a business and deciding to wake up one day and say, I have a restaurant in mind. I have a women's collective in mind. I have something that's going to help children. It takes a special person to then take the next step. And no matter where you're going and how challenging it may be, you just believe, you believe deeply. And we want to be there to share those stories. So that, Impact 250.
And you just apply?
Yeah, we call it submit a business to celebrate, and it can actually be your own business too. So,
because I always say you have to be your own cheerleader before you can cheerlead others.
so mbj.com.
Yeah,
Go do that.
Van, how about you? So many different lives you have touched. Entrepreneurs, business owners. I mean,
Sitting
Fun.
on hospitals and
Boards.
sitting on top of rooftops, raising
Yes,
money.
yeah. So
You've
there you
done a
go.
lot.
Yeah, and I'm afraid of heights, and I did that for
I know, the
15 years,
power.
raising money for Children's Hospital.
Yes.
I would say for one thing that I would parallel Sandy here is I think we give people confidence. I think that's probably, if you were to pick one thing, which I'd like to think there's a lot more than one thing about me, but in my 44 years of mentoring professionals and consulting and my own employees, thousands of people that have passed through my desk, to my office, my number one thing I want to help people with is confidence. It's not just, a statement to make me look good. When I say opening in my speeches, if I can do it, anybody can. I really believe that, because I always say, I'm not anybody. I just made a decision that I wanted to do certain things while I'm alive. And everybody has that inside them, that if they want something bad enough, they have the drive, desire, determination, discipline, and they make a decision, I want to make a difference while I'm alive. Because when you do, you impact your significant other, you impact your kids, you become an idol to people. People want to be like you because you've made a decision. So I can't tell you how many people that have said, I was getting out of real estate until I heard you speak. That is like fire to me. That just makes me want to go speak again, because people need, like you guys have said, all three of you, people need to feel like they matter. And in our world today, a lot of people feel like they're on an island and they don't matter. And I think it's our jobs, and we've been empowered to make these people understand that they do matter and that they can accomplish whatever they want to. And it might just be saying you have what it takes. That can change somebody's life.
It's just wanting to care, to see them. In a world full of noise, it's hard to be noticed. And I think the world that we live in, everyone's so passionate about what they believe in, but they're not being seen or heard. And so that's what you do such a good job on.
You do.
Well, you do too. We all do.
I remember there was an event not long ago, and the two of us were there, and a woman came up, and she's never had a smile on her face like that before, probably in her mid-40s. And you said that she's never been to an event, she's never had a dress, and you took her dress shopping, just somebody that you didn't know. Yeah. And you told her to come to this event, and she couldn't wait to come over and twirl around and show you the dress. That's the impact, Sandy, that you've made on thousands of people, and it's really cool to have a front row seat to watch you do your business.
Thank you. I remember when Ashley showed up for the first coffee at One with Vices, and now she took the masterminds a year ago, and she's like a new person. Everyone needs someone to believe in them, and that's what we all do.
I encourage anybody to take whatever you're offering, because it will change their lives.
Yeah. Thank you.
All your courses.
Thank you, Van. Hello.
The doctor's in the house.
The doctor's in the house.
It's interesting because I think if you would have asked me this question 10 years ago, I probably would say taking care of people in their most vulnerable state, getting them through, I meet people and I have 15 minutes before I render them unconscious, and they trust me with their life for big surgeries, heart surgery. And I would have probably said it's the impact that I have with my patients. But what that has also taught me, because it's part of my story, is I remember about 10 years ago seeing women differently and seeing women shrink and kind of play small, or we would be in meetings and they wouldn't speak up, and I would be like, well, you've published on this, speak up. I'm like hitting them under the table. Or I would just see how often women would feel like they had to kind of walk on eggshells at work, or just not really be and share their full identity and their innovation. And thinking of starting my company where I wanted to empower women. And I remember my mom actually telling me, well, you could take care of one patient at a time, or you could actually help women who take care of one patient at a time. Mm-hmm. And if you help those women, you're taking care of hundreds of patients. Wow. And when she said that to me, it was like she gave me the permission to pursue my passion. Yeah. And I still love practicing anesthesia. I still love being a doctor. And I also have a different identity. And so I think how I've been able to help most of my impact in the community is helping women, whether they're a lawyer, whether they're a teacher, whether they're an entrepreneur, whether they're in real estate, just fully be and live empowered. And that's sharing an idea or starting a business or saying, hey, I have something to say at this meeting, just speaking up. And in that way, I think I've had a much bigger impact than if I would have not followed that and just kept taking care of patients one at a time.
That's beautiful. And I have seen it firsthand,
Yeah.
just how many women you have touched at Legacy Collective. Everyone's seen. You take the time to say hi to everyone. Everyone matters. I was the first speaker there for the Legacy After Hours, and we were very vulnerable.
Yes.
We both were
Within
very
15 minutes, people were sharing.
We were
and
vulnerable.
crying.
And I had someone walk up and she said, it's so great that you started that conversation with vulnerability because it opened up the conversation for everyone.
Yeah.
And it was a great event. And I think that's what we all do. We just open up our vulnerability, and people may see us that we're, community leaders, or we do so much, we're everywhere, but really it comes down to person, the person that we're in front of, the person that we can touch and change. And all of us do that. That being said, what's the one person throughout your life that has really touched you and changed you? Maybe growing up, maybe in your professional world, but what's the one person you could say that really impacted who you are today?
Andee or Doc, you go first.
You go first.
I don't want to.
I'll go first.
Can't make me. Sandy, you go first.
I'm going to tell you who my person is my home ec teacher back at O'Neill High. She was also my cheer coach, my home ec teacher, Future Homemakers of America sponsor. I was the president, by the way. And it was good to be Homemakers of America. I'm like, let's bring it back. That's something to be proud of. But anyway, she believed in me. And I remember my senior year, she gave me this handmade card of a true leader. And the thing she said in that card still stand out to me is that you're a cheerleader for people, Sandy. And still to this day, I try to be a cheerleader for people. And so that one person believed me in my youth, right?
Yeah.
And to this day, I still say I'm a cheerleader for people, businesses, youth, women, nonprofits, causes. So that's my person.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Well, the person that comes to my mind in this moment, and there's been many.
Oh, sure.
But I will tell you, Mike Yanni, your uncle, having a community leader, whenever I would just call and say, would you meet with me? Yeah. He would just say yes.
He considered you family. He just really loved you.
And having somebody, it's just so interesting when you call somebody up, will you meet with me for 20 minutes? I won't take much of your time. And they're like, yes, come talk to me. And every time I met with him, I left empowered. I left feeling seen. And I think that's a big thing, is being, when somebody sees you and sees the magic in you, even though there might have been times when I met with him that I wasn't seeing that in myself.
Yes, absolutely.
But I walked out of there saying, oh my gosh, I got this. I can go change the world. That was just something that this individual gave me, and it just every single time. So
what a great tribute.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
What a beautiful tribute.
Yeah. Hi.
Hi. My turn.
Yes.
So I've been blessed beyond imagination with people I've looked up to. One is my Uncle Mike, and all my mom's brothers and sisters were all in their own right people you look up to. A lot of teachers in my family. The majority are teachers and preachers, and so I had a lot of people that I admire, but I tell you, there's one person that I went to meet because of his impact on me, and I follow preachers. I just like listening to spiritual leaders, and a guy named Joel Osteen. I flew down to Houston to meet him because he's impacted his speech is connect with me amongst all the other motivational, inspirational, spiritual leaders. What he says just is we are dead on, and some of the things that he said has helped me become better as a human. His preachings are like, it's okay to eliminate the wrong people in your life. you know, and it's like somebody giving you permission that you know you have. But so I would say, and you know, I highly recommend these people that we all admire and love, and they've contributed to our success and to our lives. We got to tell them.
Yeah.
I like
Yeah.
all three of you have been on my radio show, The Journey, and one of the first things I ask is, you know, who's mentored you or who's inspired you. I say call them and let them know. I don't know Joel Osteen, so I called down to Lakewood Church and I set up a meeting. And I flew down there, went to a service, got to meet with him, and I flew back.
Nice.
But I got a chance to look at him right in his eyes, shake his hand, and say, this is how you've impacted me. And I think it's important that all of us let people know, because sometimes they don't know. And that may make them want to impact more people.
It's the ripple
Agreed.
effect. I love it.
But I think,
Agreed.
I think like with you three, you know, I admire all of you, and I see what you three are doing. And I think that makes us better when you admire people and you pay attention. You know, if I was anybody wanting to be anything, I would follow Sandy, Andee, and Dr. Sasha. I mean, all of you are people that people should follow and emulate them. That's how you become successful. Hey, this person's doing things the right way. I want to find out who she is, and I want to be that same person. That's what we do.
That's what we do. And Van, you do it the best.
Oh,
I remember being on your talk show, and you said how you randomly just text someone or call someone. And that stuck with me, and I do it today. And that in itself, like every inspirational suggestion you do, I think we all put it to use, and this world will be a better place, right? Yeah. And you are the master of really taking care of people.
I think you three are, but you know, sometimes just a smile.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes not looking down when you're walking past somebody and just looking at them intentionally and smiling. You know, believe it or not, that may be the only good thing that happened to them all day. Mm-hmm. Yeah. We don't know what their home lives are like. We don't know what their finances are like, but you made them feel like they matter. That should be something that we should all try to do every day, all day.
Smile more.
Yeah.
I love it. At everyone. Love it.
Gosh, it's hard to find one person. I mean, I'm thinking of like 10 people I could give a shout out to who have really shaped me. And I think I have different ones for different parts of and times of my life. Definitely my grandmother was a force. She was someone who always spoke her mind, and she, looking back now, I think how unique that was at the time period that she grew up. She reminds me a lot of Gail Yanni. She was always so classy. She always looked immaculate. She would always say to me, it takes just as long to dress up as it takes to dress down. So, you know, she's like, you can walk out of the house. It takes the same amount of time to put on clothes, you know, whether you're looking nice or you're looking haggard. Like that was her word, haggard. You're looking a little haggard.
I remember that word, yes.
But she was so authentic, and also at the same time, she wasn't like a soft, warm fuzzy, but she loved people and she served people. Mm. She always kept a second car in case someone needed a car. Mm. She was the first person that would take meals to people. She always had, you'd get in her, you know, she'd be stopping by and she'd have always had a meal in her back seat because someone was sick. Someone just had a baby. Someone's dad just died. She always, and she won awards in the community for community service, but it wasn't like for raising money for this board. It was for actual, like, taking care of her neighbors, taking care of people, kids. She always would sponsor kids that couldn't afford sports. And a lot of this we didn't know until her funeral. So many people would stood up and said, she did this for me and she did this for me. And we were like, we didn't even know, and we were her family. And I think that the two things she taught me was a lot of, like what you said, you never know what someone else is going through. Like, don't judge people. But also, she was so authentically herself. You know, she would just tell me, you're being like really rude, and I think you're tired. She would say, you need a nap. Even when you were 30 years old, she'd say, you're being really snotty right now. I think you need a nap. And I'd be like, Grandma. And then I would think, I do need a nap.
I do need a nap.
You know?
Yes. That's beautiful.
She's my kind of person.
Yeah. I love it.
All of us have had multiple people support us through our journeys. Yes. What's the one thing you would like to leave behind for others to remember you by?
I'm going to start with Doc here.
Sure.
Well,
Putting her on the spot.
and we have a minute, 30 seconds.
Okay, so mine is, what is your legacy?
Mm-hmm.
I want people to think, I hope that I'm someone that made people think about the legacy they leave behind. That's why I named the club the Legacy Collective, because I want women and people to come in that room and go, what is my legacy? What do I want to be? What do I want to leave behind? How do I want to leave the world a better place than I found it? And I think that question is something as we age that hits,
Absolutely. That's great. I love that.
I would say to leave a legacy of helping people make decisions that, not making a decision is still a decision, but we all have the ability to make a decision to be better. Yeah. And then you put the discipline in and then you make it happen. That's what I would like. And hopefully I've been leading by example, and I hope to do it till the good Lord takes me home, until the day I'm gone. But, making a decision to be the best version of yourself.
Absolutely. That's great.
And I will say, with this being Mental Health Awareness Month,
Absolutely, yes.
is to really know that you're not alone. And I'm going to cry.
Yeah.
Because this hits home personally for me. And when you're going through stuff, reach out to others, because your life matters, even in the moment when you think that it doesn't. So truly be brave enough to reach out, because it's really hard to do that. So
That's beautiful. I mean, I had a brother, an uncle, and a grandpa that committed suicide.
Yeah.
So my October event with suicide prevention and awareness and mental health awareness is huge. And I think you'll have to be a speaker next October. You were there in October.
Yes.
Okay, time flies when we're having fun. I just want to thank all of you,
Thank you
so much for being a big part of my life, for believing in me.
thank you.
You have all believed in me from the very beginning, and I just really appreciate that. And I look forward to more episodes. We're going to have a podcast at the Legacy Collective with the founders. Audience, just go out and love yourself and love others. That's all that matters. Once you really love yourself and you see how much you can give to others, you're just going to give freely. So here is to our episode ending on. Oh, we love you too. All of you. Cheers to more episodes and more changing lives.
Thank you.